And now, for your SOS News Updates. Good day and welcome to your news wrap for Friday, October 17th, 2014. I am Cornelius Marie. Here are some of the stories making our midday news package. Preparations for the first ever Soup and Sauce Festival are well on track, says organizer. Island-wide post-Gonzalo cleanup is in full swing. Stop, Drop and Go campaign has begun to reap results. 25 victims of Hurricane Gonzalo receive assistance from the Red Cross. Alexis Stanford pleads with authority against temporary fix after the effects of Hurricane Gonzalo. And on the regional scene, we move to St. Lucia, where Nigerian students attending schools in St. Lucia have been cleared of having symptoms of the Ebola virus. And on the international scene, the Centers of Disease Control is considering putting 76 hospital workers on the TSA's no-flight list. Stay tuned for these stories and more right after the break. Welcome back. St. Martin's Cemetery will see the first ever Soup and Sauce Festival this month. The organizer and promoter Jack Billy D. Hamlet spoke to our news department about the initiative.
Well, the date is October 25th. It's a Saturday morning. We're having the first annual Soup and Sauce Festival. Registration has been ongoing tremendously well. We got over more than 30 registration now. The whole idea is to St. Martin is a place where we do a lot of soup, and we want people to come out and show that they, all the soup that we could have, the dumpling soup, the goat soup, the chicken soup, the pig mouth soup, the pigtail soup. And we're gonna have a great time. People could come and expose the tent is gonna be there, the spot is gonna be there. Come with your table. If one person want to do more than one soup, it is also okay. And we're gonna have a great time. We could do a little Johnny cake with it. You could sell some juices and some drink, and no hardcore drink because it's early morning. We just want to bring that togetherness with St. Martin people to showcase. One of the things that we do good is different kind of soups. Well, it's happening at the Laser Bay parking lot. That's the former Texaco gas station in Marigot, just across from Bidaiv Bank. It's in the center of Marigot. It starts at 6 o'clock. We're going to be there from 6 and until about 1 o'clock. People don't eat soup all the way down all day. People eat soup very early, so it's an early morning event where we're encouraging people to come out, get a hot soup, some Johnny cake with it, and have a great time. We're going to have some area where people could sit. We're going to have music, steel band music. We're going to have a DJ. So we're going to have a super great time there to showcase the greatness of St. Martin soups. It combined, SOS and Billy D initiative, but at the end of the day, it's a SOS initiative to carry on and to bring birth to something in St. Martin.
In more news, after the passing of Hurricane Gonzalo, MSR Cable TV have been busy with the restoration of the cable company. Our news department spoke to the CEO of MSR, Mr. Jean Marcoux, who gave us some information about the effect of the hurricane on the company and the measures being taken to restore services to its consumers.
We suffer a lot of damage with a lot of lines fall down in some of the areas. But most of our line was taken down by trees, not because it was not properly put up. Well, how to tell you, MSR, like we say, our slogan is simply the best. We are always the best. And then believe it or not, we already have a lot of the district up. For instance, like Agrama area, the whole of Agrama area is finished. Let's say Hamudapon area is finished. Concordia area is finished. Gallis Bay is finished. We just did last night, we did First Bay also is finished, and today we're going to attack in St. Louis and Green Cars and hopefully French Quarter, which probably suffer a lot of the damages. And French Quarter, the damage there in French Quarter, it's a lot of damage, but French Quarter will back up quick because French Quarter was our last project and everything there is underground. It's just a matter to light up all the cable that we have on the underground infrastructure. Well, we didn't put a cost on the damage as yet, but for sure it passed I would say probably 50,000 or more in damages in cables alone. For the customer that waiting for the cable who don't have cable as yet, I would like to tell you, bear with us, be patient. And thank you also for understanding, because we have some customer that is very understanding, and those who are not understand, I mean, I think they will understand.
Police will be shutting down certain streets in collaboration with the Ministry of Romi in order to facilitate the cleanup effort currently taking place. Cleanup crews have been experiencing aggressive behaviors from motorists and others, and this is totally unacceptable. Vehicles should not be parked in a certain manner that obstructs cleanup efforts. Police will be present to have these vehicles removed whenever necessary. The removal of closed road street barriers by individuals is punishable by law, and this measure will be enforced should the person be caught in the act. As the news continues, representative of District 3 Alex Stanford has once again pleaded with authorities to once and for all bury all cabling infrastructure in St. Louis under the road. Our news department spoke to Mr. Stanford today and filed this report.
Okay, my name is Alex Stanford, and I am the district council of the area, which is the 3rd district. That covers from Mount Valois, Cripplegate, Fresby, Columbia, Rambo, Mount O'Reilly, and the left side of La Savannah, including St. Louis and Fresby. But we've been complaining for the last 7 years about these lines that is being tied up, but we ourselves would tie them up that we could be able to circulate through the area, because it's based on the security of the people who live in the area. We tie them up ourselves, and we stand by waiting, because the former president, Mr. Gomes, he told us, yes, they're going to cut the road to change the water line because all the water line is rotten, and at that time France Telecom and MSR will be able to use the trench that we're going to be open up to put their servicing under the road before closing it up. To my knowledge, that is what I was waiting to see. I was hoping to see it, and all of a sudden we see that they asphalt the road, and none of those things that they asked us to do or that we asked them to do are still not being done. All of those things are still being exposed. Today we have a storm. The wires them still the same way. People still is in confusion with these Monka telephone wires, and I just don't understand what and why is the reason that they have to be up in the air. I met with the person who represents the telephone company here in St. Maarten, Mr. Boussardo, and he told me plain they are not going to invest to put any telephone line under the ground here in St. Maarten. So what I am trying to do is get a request to have a meeting with Mr. the Prefect and Madame le President and find out if this our standard of living that we're going to live by here in St. Maarten. If they are not going to do something valuable for this country as a touristic country, that we cannot continue this repairing and this patchy thing. We need to do something fundamental for once and for all. I find that a height of stupidness. That is wasting money. We don't got the money, and I think if we're going to do something, we should do something that is fundamental, and that's it.
Right. So what if they still do not take any action to solve the problem? What would you do, or what would the community do as a result?
The community are right now preparing a petition, and from the petition they're going to go even further. But right now they are signing a petition, which means we disapprove of the way the thing is handling. We don't like it. They call me in on it as a representative of the district, and I can forward what their idea is, and I can forward it with them. I cannot go in because I also is inhabitants of the area. I cannot go against them with nothing they're doing. Contrary, they are right. So they are preparing a petition, and I think that's going to have an echo song in the area when they finish with it.
The joint campaign organized by the Prefect and Justice Department on the French side and the Minister of Justice and Justice Department on the Dutch side is geared specifically towards allowing persons on both sides of the island who are in possession of an illegal firearm to surrender the weapon. It comes to an end on October 31, after which persons found with any illegal firearm will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Police Inspector Ricardo Henson has more.
Persons on both sides of the island who are in the possession of an illegal firearm to surrender that. The grace period will end on October 31st, 2014, after which many raids and intense controls by police to locate these illegal firearms will start. Those persons wanting to surrender their illegal firearm or their illegal weapon can also do that daily from 8:30 to 4:30 in the afternoon at the Gendarmerie in Concordia Marigot and French Quarter, and at the Office of the Attorney General on the 3rd floor of Puerto del Sol on the Welfare Road. After this campaign has ended and someone is caught and arrested in possession of an illegal firearm, they will be prosecuted. A higher punishment will be demanded by prosecutors.
And on the regional scene, we move to Jamaica, where church groups in Jamaica are sending a loud message to the Sex Bill Committee re same-sex marriage, among other social issues. Rayon Walker in Jamaica files this report.
A powerful church group backed by a gallery filled with supporters yesterday sent a strong message to the Joint Senate Committee reviewing the sexual offences legislation that it will not support changes to the current BOGO provisions. Jamaica Coalition for Healthy Society spokeswoman Felicia Davies urged Jamaicans to work towards the ideal and not lower their standards because other tribal countries may lower theirs. Marissa Dalrymple Filbert, who steered the Christian seated in the gallery when she maintained that homosexuality and Christianity are irreconcilable. She said that people therefore have to make their choices, but the parliament must be on the side of the majority of the people. Reporting for SOS News from Jamaica, I am Rayon Walker.
In more regional news, a student from the Pioneer School, Louis Aaron, representing Dominica, has won the OECS Quartz Reading Competition. In more regional news, a student from Pioneer School, Louis Aaron, representing Dominica, has won the OECS Quartz Reading Competition. The competition took place in Grenada on Thursday. She took home $5,000 in cash and $5,000 to her school. Jared Jean-Jacques, who was the winner of the national competition on Dominica. Jared Jean-Jacques was the winner in the national competition on Dominica, but was unable to travel to Grenada to participate in the OECS competition and therefore was replaced by Aaron. Grenada came in second in the competition. The students in the reading competition read passages to an audience which they are seeing for the very first time. And on the regional scene, we continue with news from St. Lucia, where nationals attending the medical school in St. Lucia have been cleared of having any of the symptoms attached to deadly Ebola virus. They have been given a clear bill of health after the mandatory monitoring of 3 to 4 weeks. A Ministry of Health spokesman on the measures made the announcement during a discussion with the reporters on Tuesday. Nigeria is one of the countries in Africa to have reported cases of Ebola, with one person, a nurse, having died there after treating someone said to have contracted the disease in Libya 2 months ago. Presently, all those who enter St. Lucia through the airports and the Castries seaports are being screened for signs of the virus, according to the ministry's spokesperson. And on the international scene, the CDC is considering putting 76 healthcare workers at the Texas Health Presbyterian Dallas Hospital.